everyone. Welcome to my personal narrative. This is Monica. This right here that I'm showing you is my family. Some key reasons why I do what I do. These are my children. Beautiful children, if I must say so myself. They're the reason why I go. These, of course, are my parents. Now, just to give you a little history of key moments that have made me who I am. I came from a very humble family life. My parents did the best that they could. But one of the things that I noticed that there was a cycle that carried through from my mom, her mom, and probably generations before. So I noticed that a lot of that carried me into me and who I was. There was a cycle of living in fear, being bitter about things that had happened, regretting maybe choices or where you ended up. There was no self-love, so obviously that didn't carry forward. How are you going to love your children if you can't love yourself? Blaming others for what's happening. Letting the past dictate the present and where you were going. So I noticed that this carried over from me being a child and how my mom raised me. And one day I noticed with my own family that that's what's happening. So I chose to break that cycle. And I decided that I wasn't going to let that carry over into my own life. So I bring you now here to my meditation, my Zen. I decided I was going to live my life like the elephants. Elephants are my favorite animals. They're strong, powerful, courageous. But they, out in the jungle, if they wanted to, could go out and destroy their surroundings. But instead, they choose to live in harmony. They do speak up when they need to restore peace, put people in their place, so to speak. And that's how I am. An elephant never forgets, however, it chooses to live its life in the moment, be where it's at, be with itself, be calm and be peaceful, and just be one with the people. And that's who I've decided I wanted to be, because I figured being normal and peaceful and forgiving and just living in the moment, you get so much more out of life that way. And that's the person that I wanted to be. And even though I was practicing this kind of life, I noticed that there was still something missing. I had embarked on my education goals years ago. I was a late bloomer starting into college, would go on and off for the past 8 years, couldn't decide what I wanted to do. It seemed difficult. Last semester, I kind of strayed away and got off the path and had every excuse, right? Life, work, whatever. Until one day, I was kind of sitting thinking and, questioning what I was doing and why I was doing that. So now I'll bring you to my present and how I decided to go back. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this, but I have a 19-year-old son who enlisted in the Marine Corps. And it was one of the most heartbreaking things that I went through as a parent. Fear, not knowing what your child was going through, but yet you're so proud. So I started thinking, and I said, I want to be proud of myself and accomplish things. I have this child who went for the unknown and went for the path of most resistant. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to take a college course and get back on track. So that's what pushed me to finally get back to it and stop wasting time. If my son can go out there and make a difference and follow his dreams by doing something really hard, there's no reason why I can't do the same thing and get back on track and finish in school. So I enrolled back in courses, went full-time this semester, and have been totally focused on finishing it just like he has. I need to chase my dreams. So now I've chosen to go for a liberal studies bachelor's degree, because that kind of gives me the freedom to think outside the box, not have to stick with this outlined, very little wiggle room type of path when you go with some of these other degrees. I found that this really suited my personality and who I am, where I'm more of a free spirit and a thinker, but know that things need to get done. So that's what got me back to where I am. And that's what made me who I am today.